This is JD's podcast. Stop. Podcast. JD's Rubber Boots podcast. We're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna sit and relax. We're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna sit and relax. Podcast. Stop. This is the podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our new voice of the podcast, Lindsay Hamilton, replacing the fired Lester McLean. Oh, wait, Lester's back.
Lester's back.
This is awkward all the way around.
I love that you wait. I was half expecting it last week, to be honest with you. So I'm glad that you waited, that I'm here so you can see my face.
Lester's back.
I am back.
Puffy and I are back from Vegas.
Yep.
Stoff is right here in the room. He doesn't have to deal with my crappy audio off my phone that I sent last week.
The stuff never goes anywhere.
No, he doesn't. That's why we love
Locks
him.
it down.
How's Lester? Well, let's start there. Last time we heard from you were in Punta Cana.
Yes.
We got bored with that, so we just fast-forwarded it.
That was awesome.
That was fantastic. I love that you did that.
I'm great, man. Everything's cool. I'm back here.
Looking slick
Things
as always.
Things are
Yep, well.
percolating on the TSN side.
Oh,
Got a
what's
few
going
things
on?
The biggest thing that, obviously we've got the World Cup coming up, so I'm involved in that.
Right.
I'm not
This
from
World
a
Cup, or are you
production-
talking about 2026,
Oh, I'm talking about
baby?
this one,
2026.
2018 Russia.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I'm involved with that a little bit, just in terms of this daily stuff that's got to be done. But
Nice.
I've got this PBR, Pro Bull Riding, that I just did a deal with.
Can I host that?
You can't, unfortunately.
Why?
It's all on tape.
Well, you could just put them in post.
Yeah,
You
just
know what, maybe-
throw
maybe
me
you
and
should
get me
put
down
you-
in the studio.
You know what?
And
would
I'll
you?
say,
Let me ask you this:
you know,
would
up
you ride
next.
would you ride a bull?
Fonzie's going to ride the bull. Fonzie's going to ride the bull. You don't know what I'm talking about, right? That's the
you've
demo.
lost everyone.
No.
Yeah, I would ride a bull.
Okay.
I've done it in the bar before, in one of those
I was
country
going to do
bars.
it. Yeah, there was when we were in Vegas, Billy and I looked at there was a bull. We were going to ride it, but we both chickened out.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. It is a serious, in all seriousness, it's the Pro Bull Riding Tour. We did a deal for it. It's on TSN 2 Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. I've been asked to,
That should be a Vic Router thing,
It should
actually,
be a
probably.
bit.
So it's like
The bull wins again.
so it's on TSN 2.
TSN 2.
He's been impaled.
I get
The clown's been impaled.
I get a little
Are they
bit of
called
flack
clowns
because I
or
never
what?
mention
Yeah, I
what
think so.
do.
Oh, you never mention what you do.
Kind of never mention anything. So I
Right.
just thought-
Everybody thinks you just come on and do these songs.
Yes, exactly. That's
Right.
not really what I do here.
No, you're a high-level executive.
Well, I'm
Making deals.
a lower mid.
Lower mid-level executive.
Are you decision-making manager or a flunky for the higher-ups?
Did you do the bull riding deal? Were you in the room
Like,
with the guy from the Bull Riding
I'm
Association?
guessing they're from Texas.
And said, "Look, we're not paying that much." Did you do that?
Well, it wasn't quite like that. It's what is called the barter deal. But I was instrumental. It was back and forth.
What do you mean? We get like 3 bulls? They could be out in the parking lot with the coyotes.
They're just running through the offices, drilling
Look
chairs out of the way.
Anyway, it's a very cool thing that we're doing. So.
Yeah, well,
Anyway.
good. We're looking forward to a little bull riding on TSN too.
Damn right.
Let's advertise the hell out of this thing. Where do we start? I guess we start with the week that was.
Let's discuss the week that was with James Duthie and the Rubber Boots podcast crew.
Is she going to charge for all these?
If she's invoicing, we're going to be
think of
screwed.
that.
Hey, listen, let her sing, man. I wrote all these. If they're hits, I get a cha-ching. Come on, baby.
So the week that was, I guess we'll start in Vegas.
Yeah.
Lester sent me a text a couple days ago and said, "Come on now, Vegas," as in tell us some stories. And I think he was disappointed when I said that we weren't, we didn't OV.
No.
We didn't OV Vegas. And I think he was more disappointed in Puffy. Now,
Yeah.
we had a time. So let's see. After the difficulty with Vegas, Lester and Stoff, is that it's so big, and it's basically just casinos and clubs.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to
The clubs.
the casinos just look like the casinos. Like
Yeah.
the casinos after Game 5 were just casinos.
Yeah,
with
it had a few
extra Washington Capitals jerseys
but
in them.
For the most part, it was just.
So
yeah.
if we'd have known that was going to that, what was that club called?
I think it was called.
We had a
there.
connection in that
We did
club.
have a connection in that one, so we could have maybe got in.
Because our buddy works at TSN.
Yep.
His girl,
Fiancé.
his
Oh,
fiance's
fiancé. He's getting married.
best friend
is a waitress
That's
at the
there.
club.
Yeah.
And we met her. She came to the pool one day.
Yeah.
We hung out and had drinks at the pool.
Yeah.
And she kind of gave us the lowdown on the way the clubs work there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't pretty.
No. There's a lot of
It will make you think twice about
Yes.
the bottle service life.
just make sure you're not spending too much.
Share a little bit, Puffy.
Yes.
Well, there's some tricks that are pulled by the ladies there.
Right.
With the booze, they like to. Well, I mean, their job is to sell booze, right?
Should we beep out the name of the club because we're could get her in
Yes,
trouble if anyone
that's
listened to
true.
this?
We
That's
should
probably
beep
good.
out
Beep out the name,
Well,
even
the
though we didn't
problem
know it
is-
officially.
No, the only thing is that
Allegedly, may have been there, but he may have been in many clubs that night.
yeah,
I think we're fine.
I don't know if we should.
Should we beep
share
out
it.
name too then?
Yeah.
Probably.
I think we should beep out the last 2 minutes.
No. I think you got to do it.
No, I think-
we owe our listeners
public-
this. We beep out the name of the club. We beep out the name of our guy,
Yeah.
causing more work for Stop, and then we're fine to say whatever
I guess
she
that's
said.
true. Well,
okay?
she was just telling us that there's some hijinks that goes on with the bottles.
Right.
That what you're paying for, you're probably not consuming.
that what they will do. So
okay.
Lester comes in there. You're a high roller.
I'm a high roller, man.
You get the full bottle service.
Yeah.
You buy the $50,000 Magnum
That's
of
as
champagne.
big as you.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
They will pour the glasses and then they will
They'll like tip it over and pour half of it into the ice bucket.
into the ice bucket. They'll just keep if they get the vibe that people are there to spend a couple hundred
Oh, I
grand.
see.
Yeah.
They will
Right.
just and they keep ordering. It's the guy's fault, really.
Yeah.
So they'll keep ordering more and more booze. So they already have booze. So they'll just pour the rest into the ice bucket.
Wow.
Or they'll just start handing out drinks to everybody
to everyone.
outside of the road.
Next thing is
So
done.
they order more drinks.
Yeah.
So you can. So I mean, the people that are getting screwed on it are usually people that can afford to get screwed on it.
She told us
But-
her biggest bill was what was it, Puffy?
I think it was 120 or something.
No, it was 180 grand.
How much?
Wow.
Jesus. Imagine that. I mean, if you could
And
spend that
nobody's-
at a club, then you have a lot of cash. You're not worried about it.
Just so I'm clear, nobody's taking off their clothes or anything for this
No.
180 grand.
No, you're just getting the little sprinklers. The
Yeah, you have the little fire things going in the
not
air.
called sprinklers. What are they called?
Sparklers.
Sprinklers.
Everyone's soaked.
That is actually the opposite of sparklers.
Underground. The little sparkly things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, all praise Ovi. So what Puffy and I ended up.
Their bar bill would have been immense.
yeah, unless
Although those guys were all drinking Bud Lights and stuff.
Yeah.
They love their Bud Lights,
Were they
Washington
sponsored?
Capitals.
I bet they were
They better
sponsored.
be sponsored by Bud Light because
Yeah.
they have been smashing those beers like nobody's business.
So Puffy and I and Dregs, we had a couple after, and then Dregs watched Puffy and I gamble. The one thing
Well, we're craps guys.
we mentioned that last week that we
Yeah.
fell in love with craps.
We love
right?
craps, yeah.
So I've never gambled before. So Puff and I ended up quite late at the craps table at the Cosmo.
Yeah.
and it was a stirring night. We pulled our resources together.
Yeah, we went in all in.
We went all in together, one team.
Yeah.
We wanted to be a team. So we put our money together. And the amazing thing was that the night I rolled with the won all that guy the money?
That was the
night before.
you did that.
We're sounding like gambling addicts now. So Lester, in craps, there's this one thing you can do that if you 7 is the number you don't want to roll.
Right.
Each roller. But there's all sorts of bets on the table. So you can bet that if the roller rolls 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before he rolls 7, that plays 30 to 1 odds. If he rolls 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 before he rolls 7, that's 30 to 1 odds. And if he rolls all those numbers before he rolls 7, that's 150 to 1 odds.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So that's the bet Puffy and I kept doing.
Yeah.
Except we didn't do it at first.
No.
First night, Saravelli was next to me. I rolled every number but 12.
Yeah.
Frank was so excited because he thought he was going to get rich.
Yeah.
And then I rolled 7.
Yeah.
Next night, some
guy.
some unknown guy.
Yeah, but he must have walked out of there loving you.
He put money on the 30 to 1, money on the other 30 to 1, money on the 150 to 1.
Yeah.
I rolled everything except 12, and then he put money on, you can put money on a 12 roll.
Yeah.
And he put like another 30 to 1 on that, and then I rolled the 12.
and he hit everything.
He hit everything.
Wow.
And I had nothing on any of those
No.
things.
Wow.
So I
So
had to
That's the bad part about craps is that you can be a hot shooter
right.
and not make any money. 'Cause
Yes.
You were very good at being a hot shooter and not making the money.
Exactly. So then the last night, Puffy and I pool our money together.
Yeah.
We're on a nice roll.
Yeah, we
We're
had
up
those young bucks at the end of the table. We're
they
doing
were
a good
rolling,
job.
and we vowed to roll to finish at my roll.
Yeah.
And we
we the next guy beside us.
we
were gonna
lost
go
a
with
little
him.
bit.
Yeah.
And then we got to me,
Yeah.
and the guy beside me, and we put all our money on the table.
Yeah.
We lost.
And I think he rolled 7 and like 2 turns in.
And then we had $50 left, so we
Yeah.
went to a roulette table.
Let's just say Jimmy is not.
I didn't understand.
Does not understand.
I didn't
the roulette
understand
game.
roulette, and so I'm like, "Oh, we'll put 22 red or whatever." So it came up red, and I'm like, "Woo, we won!"
No.
And Puffy's like, "No, you have to get the exact number." Like, well, that's not fair.
I know. And then we go, okay, well, we still got $25. We'll put it on black. So we put it on black. All we got to do is say it's black. 00 green comes up.
Oh, no.
Everything lost.
It was all.
Okay,
So
we're outta here.
that put a damper on
Call it a
our
night.
celebration.
That's
But I
night.
think overall we weren't down too badly. I
No,
think
we
I
did
pretty
okay.
much broke even.
I lost
think you might have been down a little.
$27,000. So
We had a few people on the trip that
Pocket change.
ran hot and cold.
there was an unnamed commentator for another network who I did not mention on the last
Yeah.
podcast, who apparently lost $10K the last
Get
night.
out.
Whoa.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I do not know
Wow.
who this is.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention.
You're
going to
tell me
that's
after
too
the
cold.
pod's
I'll
over,
tell.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that because I like
think
sharing
I know
everything.
who it is. I think I know who it is, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Well,
mild mannered guy.
wow.
Lost a lot of cash. Anyway,
Well, we had a couple at our work that rode some
highs and lows. Yeah, we did. So anyway, great trip to Vegas.
Vegas is
Congratulations to the Caps. The parties were unbelievable.
Didn't I say that if Washington beat Pittsburgh that they were going to win the cup?
I think
You
you
did. And I don't
Did
think
you
you're
put
wrong.
money on it, though?
I didn't, unfortunately.
But you're like one of my golfing buddies, Troy's told me early in the playoffs. He goes, "I think Kuznetsov's going to be the difference this year." I said, "Well," and then all the playoffs, he's like, "See, you got to mention me on air." I said, "You picked Kuznetsov. He's the second best player on the team." You know what I mean?
He's going to be an important factor.
if he picked Devontae Smith-Pelly,
That would have been
that would have been
you know.
good.
And
How-
listen, that guy was awesome.
That was a great story. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, he stepped up. He was so huge for them.
You know what? The
Fans loved him there.
I said this. I interviewed him on the ice after, and when he was at the World Juniors, he got hurt at the World Juniors. I think it might have been the one in Buffalo where they lost, or I can't remember if it was one where they won gold or not. But the guy was so crushed, walking around on crutches. You know, you grow up.
Yeah, of course.
Then after he left the Habs,
He was
crying,
bawling. I'll never
bawling.
forget that.
He wanted to play for a Canadian team
Yep.
so badly,
Yep.
and that was over. Gets waived by the Devils, and then this happens. Could not be happier for a guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really
Then-
good.
There was a lot of
Devontae
great
Smith-Pelly.
stories like that on Washington.
TJ Oshie as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that was great.
But
That was
Ovi
really good.
especially. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
no one's looked happier. I mean, everyone's happy when they win the Stanley Cup. No one's looked this happy.
Listen, I got a riddle for you. How many Washington Capitals does it take to pry the cup from Ovi's hands?
How many?
All of them. Because they'll never. It's like
Could you, Puffy?
Yeah.
Could you survive the 3 or 4 days that if you were a member of the Washington Capitals,
Yeah.
you have more stamina than me.
Yeah.
I could not survive. I would have if I went the first night,
Yeah.
maybe I could carry it for 24 hours.
I could do.
An unbelievable adrenaline, but then I would crash for 12 hours. I could not go for 72 straight hours or
yeah,
whatever
but
the heck
remember,
it
these are
was.
young men, too.
Do you think you could do it?
Yeah, for
still,
sure. I'd
in
still
your
be
current
going.
state.
Yeah, I remember, when Boston won it, they were saying, Marchand and Sagan were going for, 3 weeks.
Puff, may I remind you that in Washington at this Cup final,
Yeah.
you had a few drinks at a party and did not remember how you got home.
What? It's true.
And so now you're saying you could go 3
Well,
days
hold on.
with
I didn't
TJ
remember
Oshie.
how I got home, but I got home.
Have you ever drank through your shirt like TJ Oshie did there?
No, but that's going to be a thing this summer.
Oh, you bet.
Should we do it?
Yeah,
Maybe
we
on the
should try
last
it. We
edition
should try
of the
it.
pod?
Yeah, we should all have.
We
just
should get
be
Roddy
shotgunning
to do
beers.
that.
Isn't
Yeah.
that the New Jack Summer pod?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're taking our shirts off already.
Crap, I forgot all about that.
Lester, that was supposed to be. We were gonna.
So many things
Are
to
you sure
remember.
it was New Jack Summer? I thought it was New Jack Fall. New Jack Christmas. Now that we're I really
New
feel
Jack
like
Decade. We do it January 1, 2020.
I think we should do it on the eve of the World Cup 2026.
2026. Yeah, I guess the other big story in the week that was is the burner account situation continues. This is, who would have thought that in 2018
These things happen in threes too.
one of
so
the
who's
number
gonna get
one
nailed?
sports stories would be alleged burner accounts of wives/girlfriends in professional sport. It's, first of all, not funny, the stuff in Ottawa whatsoever. It's horrendous stuff that would happen to Erik Karlsson's wife, Melinda. But the whole thing is just so freaking weird.
Yeah, it is
Weird.
It's very unpleasant. I mean, a Colangelo situation. I mean, that's unpleasant, but no, you're not sitting here talking about somebody's child, right? I mean, it's just
that makes it a lot worse.
Yeah, it does make it a lot.
But
worse.
it's not surprising that this stuff's happening. I mean, social media is pretty prevalent now, and for stuff like this to happen, it would just carry into the leagues and stuff.
Didn't we? I think we referenced it, and I can't remember. It was some coach in the NBA or college that had a burner account, and I guess he forgot to change
Kevin
his
Durant
ID.
got caught in it.
Kevin Durant got caught. Skip Bayless got caught.
It was
Skip
Bayless
Bayless.
got
It was the
caught.
commentator.
He's like, great way to go, Skip. Good job.
That one was
And it's
funny,
him.
though.
but the last time we talked about that's what gave birth to the not James Duthie account,
Yeah.
where the guy's got my beard on, who still compliments me every week.
Yes.
And I believe when we get to Fandom, there is a Mester LeClain.
Is there really?
Yeah, who
Master LeClain.
I think I'll make sure to try to read his
He's
answer
not
this
serious
week.
at all, though. He's a wild card.
Thank goodness my wife does not know even how to start her own account barely on Twitter and Snapchat and all that stuff, let alone. Although my wife just got on Snapchat.
She did?
Yeah, and she-
Snapchat's the
boy.
one for the nudies. That's the one you don't want them on.
Have you gotten any messages from her yet?
I'm not allowed on Snapchat.
My daughter's just showed me that she's only got like 3, I don't know if we call them followers or what on Snapchat.
Better not
but-
be your golf pro.
No, it's not her golf pro.
Just checking out your swing.
But she just does all the filters, and my daughters think it's the funniest
Now,
thing. in
I
the history of the world.
wonder, just getting back to this whole thing, I wonder if you're going to see in the future teams will write into contracts that you have a spouse or a girlfriend, they are not allowed to have anything,
Social media?
any social media.
I don't know. There's got to be
I mean-
restrictions. It is a free society.
Yeah, I mean-
but
But that's going to take into account free agency. So, Mike, who are you dating right now?
this topic leads us straight to Puffy's Hypotheticals.
Puffy's hypotheticals are messing with my mind. Puffy's hypotheticals, what's it gonna be this time? Puffy's hypotheticals are blowing my mind again. Puffy's hypotheticals.
He's got a lot going on with that voice.
Maybe I'll get her to sing on the actual recording that I do for Hypotheticals now.
Oh,
nice.
background singers, or
Wouldn't that be
will she be the lead and you'll be the background singer?
Well, it's going to work out for me nicely. For sure, I'll just take the producer cheddar. That's fine.
What do you got, Puff?
Okay, so it's kind of playing off what we were just talking about. If you were a professional athlete, which one of the following scenarios would you pick to happen to you if you had to pick one? Have the star of your team sleep with your significant other. Have your significant other get caught trolling your teammates and their significant others on Twitter.
It's got to be really bad like this,
Yes.
or on social media.
Or Instagram, yep.
Okay.
Or your wife steal $10 million of your money, half your career earnings.
And she's gone.
She's gone. The money is gone. Not that she's gone, but that money is gone.
Okay. So you either have
Them sleep with your teammate,
the star player-
teammate. So
star
you're probably
teammate.
like people are going to want you gone, not him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you have the situation as it has occurred with Colangelo or allegedly in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And
or
money.
them steal your money.
Okay. None of those are good options.
No, they're all
Puff.
pretty bad.
No, they're terrible.
I've seen Indecent Proposal. I don't want her. No, I know who is she sleeping. She's sleeping with the star though.
Yeah, the star player.
I mean, there's a respect factor there.
Well, he is on the first line.
Do you remember it's very inappropriate, but on Family Guy when Peter wants his daughter to sleep with all the Patriots? and she's like, do Brady first out of respect.
Brady first out of his.
I mean, if it's McDavid, hey, come on,
Hey,
you got
Connor.
some slack here, right?
Exactly. Wow.
I will. I guess is the burner account the worst of the least of the three?
It is in my
because
mind,
you're
it
kind
is.
of if you're an innocent party in this, now if it's your wife and you have kids involved, if it's a girlfriend, that's the way that you can say see you later. If I don't have children,
Yeah, but I still
involved in-
think it reflects poorly on you.
but I think you can overcome that. It might take you a year or two, but you might be able to overcome that. I don't think.
I think if your wife sleeps with your teammate, you're the victim.
that is true.
Right.
You're not the bad guy.
But it's your wife. Do you have children involved, wife, or is it just if it's just a girlfriend?
Let's just say it's a wife or no children.
But that sticks
involved.
with you for a long time. Players are going to chirp.
People. Yeah, you'll definitely hear about it.
If it's my wife, no kids.
Wife, no kids.
And the money is, so if I've earned like 20 million in my career, it's half. It's 10 million
You're down
gone.
to 10. 10
and this is not even a
gone.
divorce proceeding.
No.
She's just stolen that money. So will I
She's
lose another 5 in the divorce
potentially,
proceedings?
Yeah. And well, you don't have to get divorced though. You can ride out her issues.
I think I got to take the burner accounts, as awful as that is. Lester?
I totally agree. I don't, you're not going to take half my, you got to take my money, $10 million. You're not taking $10 million of my money that I sweated on on the court or on the ice.
I guess
why did you start talking so sweet?
It's my money. I take my money. That's a long time ago. Remember the whole Latrell Sprewell thing?
Yes, I know.
Charles Barkley came out and said, I think they should spend it, but don't take his money. that's okay. No, burner accounts, yes.
Stuff?
What if I'm the star player on the team?
Boom.
Comfortable.
Full advantage of that last position.
Yeah,
well done.
We all want to be the star player.
No, you are not the star
and
player.
Puffy, what would you do since this is your thing?
I think I would do the teammate sleeping with my wife.
You could be okay with that?
I think I would be able to move on from that. I'd take the chirping.
How
the
about
other two? I think you look like a fool on the one, and then I think you'd be out $10 million on the other.
Well, you look like a fool when the teammate.
No.
You're a fourth liner.
Things got out of hand at the team party.
It happens.
Things happened.
It happens.
And you just happy the fact that the best player liked your girl?
Well, it must have a hottie.
Perhaps I'm getting too much insight into your life.
What is wrong with you? All right.
Does your wife listen to this?
No good
No, she
answers.
doesn't listen.
No good answers.
She did. It curtailed it.
This is a pretty exciting week, guys, because we are giving away our other TaylorMade driver. Nick Obrich and the boys from TaylorMade Canada were kind enough to give us 2. We gave away one last week on the Fandom, and now we're going to give away one just out of pure creativity. We asked for your video submissions and some of your written submissions.
Yep.
And so let's get to things that I saw on Twitter.
Freaky pics, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, that was
He
good.
totally cleaned that up.
Yeah.
What an interpretation.
Shitter sounded so nice.
Absolutely.
It was beautiful.
It was.
Wow.
So, things that I saw on Twitter is brought to you by our friends at the Gansevoort Resort in Turks and Caicos, my favorite place in the world. You have to go. My goal is to bring all members of the pod down sometime in the next couple of years, and we'll do a podcast live from the
from the
Gansevoort.
Gansevoort.
Or maybe one of the Gansevoort villas.
Oh, wow.
Which are
Imagine.
now as well open for booking. The villas are just about 5 minutes away, the small little island, little 5-minute drive on the other side of the island. You have your own private dock. The ocean is still perfect there and swimmable and everything, pure sand everywhere you go. You got 2 pools, one in the front, one in the back. You got 4 bedrooms, all with en-suites.
And it's just for you.
So, no, I'm saying if the 4 of us were to get a villa.
There's not other people you don't know that are.
No, it's just a villa. It's a villa. It's like
That's
a
amazing.
house, buddy.
That's amazing.
But
That is fantastic.
as I said, I know the villa's not in everybody's range.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different suites. You'll get little 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, all at the Gansevoort. Things that I saw on Twitter, which is really things that I saw on Twitter and Instagram this week because everybody submitted. We thank you all so much for submitting.
There's a lot of creativity.
A lot of creativity. A lot of people want that driver really badly.
Yeah.
And we named some of the people that sent it in last week.
Very nice club.
But one submission stood out.
Someone went to the extra level.
Over all others. I hate doing this because I can feel the disappointment in the listeners who submitted and took their time.
Yeah.
But at CT Styles, it's going to be hard to portray in the podcast. So maybe we'll send it out on Instagram. We'll on our Instagram account so you can see it, or I'll retweet it on the Twitter account because he sent it to Twitter.
Okay.
Let's paint the picture for you. He's a bearded gentleman.
Yes.
He's from out west, I believe.
I think it's Alberta, Edmonton.
Diehard listener to the podcast.
Very much a diehard listener.
Because he mentioned several podcast items. He does this in a Speedo. In a Speedo.
red
So
Speedo.
let's have a listen.
Today's video is brought to you by iDrinkCoffee.com. Thank you to Slavic and the crew at iDrinkCoffee.com for this beautiful Breville Barista 6000 Express. Like my golf game, it's a perfect shot every time.
Wow.
It's also brought to you by TaylorMade Golf, the #1 driver in golf. Hey, Jimmy. Hi, Puff. Serious Lester, what's up? Bump and run, getting ready for that U.S. Open. I know you are. So, I hear the Rubber Boots podcast crew is giving away an M4 twist face driver. Twist face! I don't even know what that means, but it sure sounds cool. You like my rubber boots? Yeah, I do. Jimmy, if you don't mind sending me one of those M4 TaylorMade twist face drivers, I'd sure appreciate it, because I think that thing's done.
Wow.
So that was an edited version because it went on for how long was it, Stoff? Like 3 minutes or something?
Yeah, there's another like minute and a half on top.
Yeah,
of it.
Maybe you should speed it up.
That would be disrespectful.
Yeah, we never wanted to.
But what was most impressive was the Speedo and the rubber boots.
Yes.
That went with the clay.
And the bump and run shutout.
The bump and run shutout. And the fact that he actually bought. So I texted Slavic and I said, you see the machine in the background? It's an espresso machine. And he looked it up in the system, and the guy actually bought one. Now, we're not rewarding him because he bought the thing. But to work all of that in,
fantastic.
and to have the balls, to show your balls in the Speedo.
And it didn't look warm.
No, it did not.
No.
So congratulations at
That's
CT
a well-earned
Styles.
driver.
You earned your driver. Again, we wanted to thank everybody who took the time to submit. We wish we could give away 12 or 13 of these things. I tell you, I'll pick a couple of random ones and try and send the guys some books. I'll get in touch with you on Instagram or on Twitter. So thank you again to TaylorMade, TaylorMade.ca, Nick and the boys for providing us the 2 drivers. They've been really good supporters of the pod for the last couple of years. We'll continue to hopefully get prizes from them.
That's awesome.
To make all of you guys happy. And if you didn't win, sorry, but have a great summer of golf. And the TaylorMade gear is fantastic. I have it. Going to Cabot in a couple of weeks with Puffy, and I'm going to kick his ass because of it.
He's very good. He's very good.
How about a little Dreams?
So baby, dry your eyes, save all the tears you're crying. Oh, that's what dreams are made of.
That was also Lindsay Hamilton. That time she wanted to do a direct impersonation of Lester.
She nailed it.
She nailed it.
She nailed it.
This is a weird dream. I'm just going to go through it very quickly. Dreams, by the way, is sponsored by our friends at iDrinkCoffee.com. We've already got a plug in the show, and well-deserved. Slavic will join us. Slavic's going to come into the studio live.
No way.
For the last, if we can work out the timing right.
Perfect.
For the last episode of the season. We'll try to get everybody in here. Maybe get Roddy in here.
Roddy should
get
come in
Slavic, maybe get Bump.
What about Lindsay?
Back here. Get Lindsay back in here. Just have a free-for-all. How many mics we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well,
1999 Sarah Lesky.
1999 Sarah Lesky will fly in.
Nurse Bonhomie.
Nurse Bonhomie would love to come back on board.
Will be there as well.
Yes, of course, Victor Newman will be there. Covering the NBA final in this dream.
Oh.
And I'm in the Cavs locker room.
Okay.
But it's not post-game, it's pre-game. And the guy giving the speech is Nabil Karim.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if he's the coach, but he's giving the pre-game speech. And he's just ripping the team.
What the is wrong with you, LeBron? Show up.
Nice.
Wow.
I realize I'm not supposed to be there, so I try to crawl under the bench. But this little point guard sees me and starts pointing and yelling, and I'm trying to hide under a towel, and the little point guard pulls off the towel, and the little point guard is Kim Jong-un.
Oh. Really?
So I don't know this. I watched a lot of the finals while we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I watched a little bit of the summit yesterday. This was last night. And so I think that I don't know where Nabil came in. Maybe I just saw something Nabil posted on Instagram, and it all came together. Anyway, I run away. I go to some little cafe in the hotel to order a smoothie. As you know, in Vegas, I ordered
love your smoothies.
I love my smoothie.
Okay.
2 guys are working at the cafe. One is Mark Jacobson, who you would, a former
Jake.
TSN
Oh my
employee
God.
who now works for the NHL.
Yes.
I saw him at the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
probably explains that. He's the cook.
Okay.
The other guy at the cash is TSN's John Liu.
Oh, okay.
And I asked for a mango smoothie.
Yep.
And John Liu says,
I don't have mango, but I have chocolate meat gravy.
Oh, sounds similar.
I say that's disgusting. He says,
Don't worry, I'll put some whey protein in. You'll love it.
then he adds, you also, this is going to get a little weird.
Yeah.
You'll also need this.
He opens his mouth, and attached to his tongue is a tiny Hot Wheel car. I say, is that stuck in there? He says,
No, I was born with it.
and then I run out of the store and wake up.
Oh, wow. That is crazy.
I've never looked inside John's mouth that I've noticed.
I don't remember having, I loved Hot Wheels when I was a kid. Did you like the Hot Wheels?
Yeah, I did.
Do the kids still have the Hot Wheels? Do little Barrett and Austin have the Hot Wheels?
They, you know what?
They still make them.
They did have them for the NASCAR cars. We used to collect those when they were young.
So, but why would he have a Hot Wheel on his tongue?
No, I have no idea. That's
I can't-
the dream expert that we are going to have in this season.
Yes.
Before the end of the year.
Dream analysis, yes.
He's going to be in. Yeah, no, that one's a little bit of a
Yeah,
weird one.
like I said, I'm
And no
sorry,
Jermaine Franklin.
but I don't edit these
who
dreams.
goes to the NBA Finals.
No Jermaine Franklin, he doesn't make it on.
Doesn't make it into the dream.
But Lou, I'd spent a lot of time with.
You did
at the
spend a
Stanley
lot of
Cup
time with
final.
Lou, you and Jay
He did.
Lou
Remember
were-
when he did the LeBron outfit one day?
He did do little
Yes.
LeBron. So now that's sort of maybe piecing that together.
He was fresh in my mind.
I got to shout to him. He's such a good dude. Man,
Jay
I
Lou.
love John.
Jay Lou's the best.
Yeah.
Mark Jacobson, also a nice
Oh,
guy,
great
makes
guy.
it into the dream. That will mean nothing to the podcast listeners.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, you know who was in? Because I thought when you said the small point guard, I thought it was going to be Mini Adnan Verk.
oh, that would have been better.
That's who I thought.
But
it was
again,
gonna
I can't edit my dreams. They have to be organic
for
and
sure.
whole, right?
But did you know that we missed ESPN's Adnan Verk in Vegas by one day?
He
He
came
went in
afterwards.
last weekend for the fight. He's doing boxing now.
Oh, man.
So he came in by
You know what
one
else
day.
is that Mini Adnan Verk was not at this Cup final, which was a huge
Well, because
disappointment.
no Pittsburgh.
Was it Pittsburgh or Nash? He
I'm
was
pretty
part
sure
of?
he's Pittsburgh.
Oh, so we need them back
We
next
need
year.
Pittsburgh back to see Mini Adnan Verk.
Boy, we will never get two better years in a row than what we just had, Puff.
No.
We are doomed for a whole lot
I
of
feel
Buffalo,
like
St. Louis. No offense, Buffalo and St. Louis,
that's-
but sort of offense.
Buffalo will be the worst. We've just
Minnesota.
been there for juniors too. So it's like,
We love the people of Buffalo.
yeah, Buffalo's
Very nice.
great, nice people and stuff.
Yes.
But you don't want to be there for a Cup final after World Juniors.
No. And
Although it's summer at least.
the
weather'll
shuttle
be better.
drivers in Buffalo are very nice.
Yeah.
I took that same shuttle
Yeah.
from the Westin. I stayed at the Westin. We were there for the World Juniors.
What is going on?
I was
That's
always in the
all-
back seat. I just want to declare that from,
All
from
I'll
the
say,
beginning.
what is going on?
You did not have busy hands, you're saying.
No.
No, sorry, Bob. Dreams is sponsored by iDrinkCoffee.com.
Middle of the morning, can't keep my eyes open, cause I got to have a cup of java. I got to have a cup of java. So I better log on to iDrinkCoffee.com. Woo-hoo. iDrinkCoffee.com.
What did Lindsay was only
Yeah, I
contracted
know.
to do 5
You know what I
themes
mean?
or something like this?
I'd like to see her sing that one.
That
Load
one's
of
pretty
crap.
good, though.
That's
Yeah, we couldn't touch that because that's
No,
one of Lester's,
Lester's-
probably Lester's finest work.
If I had to have a
That
hit,
might be.
And
That
plus,
might be.
Slavic loves it, and the iDrinkCoffee.com people, it's their theme, so we couldn't mess with that
Yeah.
because they're
Oh.
probably some sort of copyright infringement. Yeah, they're using it now in all their commercials.
That's the best when they're going to sue Lester for using it
When
on
we
here.
have Slavic in here live,
Yeah.
you meet him for the first time,
Yeah,
maybe we can do a live on-air negotiation.
that'd be great.
For
I would love
you to
do that.
use
For him
So
use
if
our-
he
him
came
use the
at
rights.
you with a firm offer of $1,000, would you take
Yeah.
it?
$1,000.
Perpetuity. It's a 20-year
Yeah,
deal.
20-year deal, and he
I'd
needs
have
it as
4
much,
figures.
I'd have
as
to get
much-
my lawyer to look at that.
as much
That's
as he
3
wants.
zeros. 5 if you count the 2 after the decimal.
With the big one in front of it.
Time for Fandom. Speaking of our proud sponsors, our friends at Fandom, we had a couple of questions last week. We really have,
Yeah, we've done great.
for us to be on the road
Yeah, and still thinking
and
of
to
done a
throw
good
up
job.
2 questions like that.
You've done good. You've
We
done
seem
good.
to thrive when Lester's not around, don't you think, Puffy?
Good energy.
You know why you thrive when I'm not around?
Why is that?
Because I'm your conscience. That's why.
That's true.
That's why.
That's a good point.
You can
by
do whatever you want when I'm not around.
First question was, your team is up 3-1 in the final. You have ticks for Game 6 at home. Do you root against them in Game 5? Download the Fandom Sports app from your iTunes store. It's fun. They're giving away all sorts of free stuff too, so you can play and win. We're not the only ones giving away stuff
No.
here on the Fandom app. Your team is up 3-1 in the final. You have ticks for Game 6. This was a scenario that Puffy had lived through, and he threw it out last week. Do you root against them in Game 5? Lester, we never heard your answer. You can answer really quickly.
Yes, you root for them. You root against them in Game 5.
You do.
It's totally worth it.
And go to the Game 6.
And go to Game 6.
You would be in the minority.
Yeah.
76% said, hell no, just win, baby.
See, that's impressive.
Lester, on this question, you are a visible minority. 24% said win it in front of the fans. Wait for Game 6.
I'm somewhat surprised
somewhat
by...
selfish by you, Lester.
Well, listen, look, the fact of the matter is you got another 2 chances to win it,
Yeah,
right?
but that's playing
a
with...
lot of pressure.
Well, it's a lot of pressure. but
Here's what
listen.
Rohan Gray had to say. From a Canucks perspective, don't root against your team. It's not worth the risk. It may seem extremely unlikely they'll lose the series if they lose Game 5, but not everyone is as lucky as Puffy when he plays craps. When it's all over, you may end up with a riot in the streets rather than a parade.
That's true.
We mentioned that. Rohan Gray, very worthy comment.
That's real, man. That's real.
This is from Mester LeClain. Who's got a very nice icon, which is featuring you in your Christmas album.
That's very nice.
First of all, thank you for asking, James. Listen, here's the thing. If I could be serious, Mester, for a minute. The long-term gains for the franchise, the fans, the city and community, the children, curing diseases, political stability. Look, there are bigger things at play than one individual fan experience. We can't be selfish. Everyone's got to spread the love. Christoph, what do you think?
That's a great answer.
That's well done.
Jonathan,
Imagine, though, would it be a scandal if we found out that was really
Lester McClay?
Something.
I go up to his office one day. There's my book in the corner. I'm a Sabres fan, so there's a better chance of me actually having to do one of Puffy's ridiculous hypotheticals than the Sabres being up 3-1. But absolutely, you have to close out and then burn down the already destroyed city of Buffalo during the parade. That was Jonathan Howe. Mike McSorley, it depends on how recent the championship was. If it's been a long drought, something Rod Baby wouldn't know about, but Puff would. Wow, that's a shot.
That is a shot.
Wow.
Then win on the road. But there's a recent championship. A home win is always nice. There's something to be said for that. Wasn't that your Blue Jays situation?
Yeah, that was my Blue Jays situation.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we better give the book to Mester LeClain, no?
Mester LeClain.
Mester...
So just hand the book over and...
Here you go. Here you go, Mester. That's pretty darn good.
Hey, listen, that's big, man. I've come up. I've got somebody trolling me now, or
Sure.
Second question we asked: if you're a Vegas fan, would you rather have had this season but lose in the final as they did, or have the first overall pick Rasmus Dahlin, who is by all accounts going to be a game changer in the National Hockey League? Once again, very lopsided. 81% winning. Take this season. Only 19% wanted the kid. And the answers, there was a lot of very similar answers. Here's BFits222. A run to the finals is something a fan will never forget because it's hard to get there. The only pick I would have traded for, I would trade that for is McDavid.
Okay. So they would do it then.
And the Oilers aren't very good anyway. AO17, they've established a fan base so crazy after 1 year that would have never happened if they finished last in the West. AO17 uses caps for every single word, but not all caps. Just it's very odd. Vegas needed to win now to get people fired up about hockey, the Sin City. Capitalizes his entire thing as if it was the title of something. That's AO17.
It's like Jigsaw.
Here's one of the few opposite opinions. Captain Tuttle. When they can't repeat the same level of success next year, the bandwagon casual fans will disappear. By Christmas, casinos will be giving away tickets. Not sure that's the case, but we want your opinions on those
After
things.
spending some time there, they have a legit fan base now. They did a great job.
Max Duda, excuse me, they just built a fan base in 1 year that Arizona, Florida, and other non-hockey market teams have been struggling to build for years. Just win, baby. Now, if only James could beat Ray on the links. That would be a reference to Ray beating me by 5. Wow.
You couldn't expect to beat Ray at golf, though. He's a pretty good golfer.
We were coming down the stretch.
Really?
I was back by like 1, and then I think I lost 4 over the last 5 holes. But he is better than me, definitely.
Yeah,
you're
streaky though.
I'm like a 12, Ray's like a 7 or something like that. So that is 5 shots is about the difference that we should have. So let's go BFits222. You're the winner of the book this week. Send me your stuff on Twitter at the Rubber Boots Pod account. We'll DM you and we'll send you a book. Thank you for participating. Pretty simple question this week on Fandom. This is going to be our last Fandom segment of the year because we have our last episode coming up, and the Cabot episode will be a debacle, so we can't do anything there. Should Fandom sponsor us again next year?
This could be a lopsided vote.
Well, I think we should appeal to the people to have their say.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed our
Fandom segments?
Yes. Does Fandom need the Rubber Boots podcast?
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple question.
It's very
Should Fandom sponsor the Rubber Boots podcast next year?
I know.
Now, if Fandom is decided to move on, will they put this question up? Would be the next question. So I guess we could we'll put it up ourselves.
Put it up ourselves.
I'll ask Nick to put it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, we want you. We know. You know what we want from you, people. We've never made an appeal like this before, but
please,
you need to come out in numbers and make poignant, passionate arguments.
Yes. Put on the red Speedo.
There's no video, right? I don't think. You can't do the video things on Fandom right now, although it is coming.
Yes.
We thank Fandom for all their support this year and next year, of course. So here's what's coming up. All right. The last formal episode of the year will either be next week or the week after. We'll have to figure that out because we have to see when
people are
Slavic, Lindsay, Roddy.
It's a whole gang.
Didn't have Roddy on this week, so Roddy's going to have to make a live appearance on the last one and explain what's been going on in his world for the last few months.
Valania is her name?
Valania. The intern.
Oh.
so we promised to hire an intern by the end of the year.
Yeah.
A lot of people put hard resumes in.
Who knew the end of the year would come so fast?
So between the four of us, over the next week or 2 weeks, whenever we do this last pod, we have got to choose an intern.
Okay.
So maybe we'll have to go through the resumes, conduct some interviews, online perhaps interviews. We won't be able to do FaceTime. Or are you willing to do some FaceTime interviews, Puff?
Depends.
Or we can call them on the podcast.
Or call and then make a decision at the end of the podcast?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
This last podcast feels like a lot of
It
work.
is a lot
Give
of
me
work.
a 9
I'm in
hour
golf mode right now.
For stuff. For stuff.
Take me most of the summer to edit.
Okay, so we'll have to hire the intern.
Well, remember we did our summer episodes last year on the podcast.
That's right. That's right. We did our Pretend Live. Are we going to do bonus episodes? Maybe just a one best of for the middle of the summer. So we give Stoff like 6 weeks to put together something, right? Yeah. So we'll hire an intern next week. We'll have Slavic on. We're
really going to hire an intern next week.
Yeah, and we have to go topless.
The whole episode?
No, just a photo.
Oh, okay.
Grease it up.
Black and white. Yeah, we got to get
and drink through our shirts.
Black and white.
We need to get
filters.
Do we have a gym in here?
No.
Because we need to do. That's the one thing we're going to have to stop the taping of the pod. And do multiple sets of stuff. Can you bring in? Do you have dumbbells?
Yeah, I have dumbbells.
I have dumbbells. I have a kettlebell.
Do you? Does anybody? Do you have spray? Anybody has spray tan? A spray tan thing? A machine?
Unfortunately, I do not.
Now, if you had to choose between,
could Nicole get us a spray tan machine and
picture
a home gym in here
with your shirt off
or
your pants down? What would you choose? Because right now, I might choose pants down. There would be less shame involved.
I would choose pants down rear view. Although you'd also see the front view from that side. Hello.
What's that shadow? I went down a rabbit hole yesterday with old time like Friars Club.
Why I rolled up my sleeves, by the way, during that thing. I don't know why, to show muscles, and I just left them.
Like the Don Rickles and
why did you go down that?
I just got on it, and then I started watching old ones.
That's great.
Rickles was like, I only knew Rickles was kind of like a really old guy who was kind of like, this guy's past it. Mm-hmm. He was pretty good.
He's a legend.
Check out there's a clip of him and Johnny Carson, and he shows up at Carson, and Frank Sinatra's the guest.
Yeah,
and it's a great story. I guess I should tell it.
Yeah.
So basically, they're sitting there, and Rickles comes on, and Frank goes, know what this guy did to me? So he's sitting in a restaurant eating, and Don is before he met his wife, and he's got his girlfriend there, and he says, he goes over to Frank. He says, Frank, listen, I'm dating this girl. I'm trying to make out. Can you help me? I'll come over and say hello when you're finished. He goes, okay, fine, I'll go help him out. So Don sits back down, and Frank's down in the espresso, and he comes over and he says, hey, Don, how are you doing? He goes, Frank, can't you see him eating? What are you doing?
Yeah, he did such a good story.
That's amazing.
But those guys, those Rat Pack guys, holy they had a
They rolled hard.
What's it, Dean Martin? It's
Dean
just
Martin
boozed up the shit on it.
Was the Rat Pack more fun than the Brat Pack?
The Rat Pack had more fun than any other humans
Come on,
to ever.
Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen roll into a
You
bar.
know what? You guys were just in Vegas, and I'll tell you. I mean, I was in Vegas a couple of years ago, but before that, I had been a long time, like 20 years, and it's changed a lot. And it's for me, it's much more corporate than it's ever been now.
Right.
But those guys, when they were doing their thing, that was the prime of Vegas.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
Those guys had
they ran that town, and I'll tell you, with Don Rickles. Don Rickles passed away last year, and that he's the last of that whole generation of show business. Maybe Regis filming outside looking in, but he's the last guy. So it's kind of sad that Don's
It was just
gone.
fun to see all the old guys. They
sad.
had like Orson Welles on the panel.
Orson Welles
on in a roast?
Yeah, like a roast. They're just killing them.
If you want to laugh, Richard Pryor. Check out Richard Pryor.
I love Richard Pryor.
Oh my god!
But
Eddie Murphy,
Milton Berle was on there.
I went to see Eddie Murphy. So Delirious was the comedy movie of my generation. Right?
Yeah, Delirious was for me
Delirious
too.
was unbelievable.
Raw too.
Raw was right after Delirious. I didn't think it was as good.
Was Raw after? I thought Raw was first.
Delirious was first. So I went to see the Raw tour.
Yeah?
Did you?
Yeah,
really?
in Ottawa. And
where would he have played?
He played at the Civic Center in Ottawa. 10,000 people or something like that. But the only thing I remember was the Weather Girls opened up for Eddie Murphy. Do you remember the Weather Girls?
No.
Did they sing "It's Raining Men"? Or
I don't know.
was that like Patti LaBelle?
It was Raining Men.
It was a band. It was
they
three
sang that, eh?
extremely large women.
Yeah.
The Weather Girls. And they were the opening act. Nobody's there to see the freaking Weather Girls. They play for a half an hour. But they came out and they said, "Hello, Toronto!" And we're like, oh, man, you've lost us already. No, but that Eddie Murphy, I feel bad for my kids or like the sort of millennials who Eddie Murphy's the guy from Dr. Dolittle or whatever. Because old school Eddie Murphy from SNL and Delirious is, if you're like 20 and you're listening to us right now, go find Delirious online somewhere.
Norton,
I wonder if
I've been watching you, and I know that you know that I know that you've been watching me.
Come over here
Hit it everybody.
and me up the ass.
When I bend over, start.
Do you think it holds up?
Pardon?
Do you think his routines hold up?
Yes, it does. And in fact, I think the thing about Delirious that was so funny, he hasn't done stand-up since Raw.
Really?
He does not do stand-up. He's talked about maybe coming back and do some stand-up, but you think about it.
That's got to be something psychological.
It is. It is psychological.
He knows he can't do what he did.
I think
he's scared to do it.
We're still talking about it.
Yeah,
like it was
it's true,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so that's our big season finale. Not really season finale, but pretend season finale next week on the podcast. Thank you to everyone for participating. Thank you for everyone for sending in their videos for the golf club. Thank you to Lindsay Hamilton.
Yeah, Lindsay,
great
for
job.
providing what
Great
will be
job.
the soundtrack from here on forward.
Soundtrack of summer for
of
sure.
Just pays me, man. Just pays
What
me.
was our favorite? I think it was.
I like the Puffy Hypotheticals.
Actually, the Twitter.
Things that I saw on Twitter.
Yeah,
I think that will be the song of summer in the clubs.
Yeah.
For sure.
The dance version of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you to Lindsay. We'll try to get her on the last week of the pod as
sure.
well. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week. Here's the Rubber Boots Guy theme.
Hey, how are ya? I got a question that I really wanna ask ya. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your Hawaii boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your Hawaii boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge, a bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your Hawaii boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your Hawaii boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? The dunk tank at the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up. Please. Somebody. Hey? Hey? Anyone?